Hey, what's going on, guys? This is going to be your P3 guide for Tindral. The differences for P3 on this fight is pretty significant. Like P1, we have fire beams. In like P2, we have seeds. Well, in P3, we have fire beams and seeds on top of everything else. I basically tried to split this out into as many little miniature overlaps as I could. And we have to basically deal with each of those as they come in P3 in order to kill this boss. Some of the patterns will look familiar as we go through, because they are, but there's going to be a couple new and interesting overlaps that we're going to have to deal with as well. So let's get into it. All right, so just like P2, when we land in P3, we're going to have our damage amp, and we got to break the shield. It actually is pretty difficult to break. It is highly recommended to either hit a defensive or a health pot here towards the end of the shield to keep yourself alive. Just kind of get the feel of the timing of when the ticks come out and do damage to make sure you don't die. After we break the shield, we're actually going to keep the boss in mid here. There's not going to be a lot of time after we break the shield before he starts doing mechanics, but luckily the first mechanic that we have to deal with is something we've done before. Actually, one of the easiest overlaps we've done before. It's just one set of feathers and one set of roots. I do want to call out that the flying teams are going to have to go twice each in this phase. So this is going to be flyer set number 1. And we'll watch them fly up. And everyone will tuck in and get rooted. This first overlap is pretty easy. These roots should die fairly quickly. And backed by popular demand is the nuke. Right when these get broken, we're actually going to get our first set of fire beams here. And what we're going to try to do is pull the boss towards where we came from in intermission. I'll try to have a marker here, but it's denoted by X. X is going to denote the first healer dispel positioning. So we're going to go into the second overlap, which is fire beams into seeds here. So we're going to pull the boss slightly towards where we came from. We're going to get fire beams and seeds at the same time. So you got to watch out for beams, but you also got to watch out for seeds and grab them. Sometimes beams go right through seeds, so you either have to make the split second decision to grab it before it comes through or wait till it leaves to then grab it. We will get the feel for it as we see it. And I'll let you watch the the animation here. And as same as P2, positioning for relative location based on the boss here, right? So you see the arrow. It's the same as P2. So if you know where you're going in P2, you know where you're going in P3 for seed locations. All right, so after that overlap, it's going to go right into our first set of dispels. And this is a set that we know. This is basically what we do in P2. So after you collect your seeds, healers and ranged DPS can start pre-positioning to get the dispels. And we'll go ahead and get those. And we're going to get our second set of feathers. And we're going to get all stacked in the middle to get rooted. And we're going to dive bomb into the roots. And as soon as these roots die, we're going to get our second set of seeds. Again, pause if you need it. All right, so we've seen that overlap before. That's basically what we see in P2. That's the hard overlap that we always see in P2. We get to see it again in P3. All right, we're going into the next overlap here. This is going to be dispels into roots into fire beam. This set is actually going to be tricky, and the weak order actually accounts for this with the freedoms. You're actually going to freedom the first and second person as opposed to the third and fourth person here, because roots are going to come out almost at the exact same time as dispels. So you'll notice here I had the healer pre-position. Basically, both of the healing priests here, Sai and Tindral, are going to pre-position. And whoever gets the first dispel is going to immediately get freedomed and then dispelled. Everyone else is going to stack for roots. and then whoever gets it, Sarah Tindral, is going to run in, and the second person that gets targeted here will get a freedom as well. The weak aura should tell you to hit it. At the same time, so we're going to kill the roots. After we kill the roots, the second, third, and fourth person can run out as well. But again, second person can get a freedom if they need to, if roots don't die fast enough. The bad overlap here is going to be a fire beam into while dispels are going off. So this is kind of like dispel person 3 and 4. You're just kind of have to try to position yourself and live. But we're going to be trying to go north here. There is going to be a gate. You should see it coming up here. So second person gets dispelled and you're going to run just straight up. Third person, you're running straight up. Fourth person, you're just staying up there. Everybody else is going to gate when the fire beam appears, and the boss should follow you. So dispels might not look exactly like this, and that's okay. 4 could potentially be even further as long as you're not up on top of the gate. 2 could actually be down behind the boss down here. That's also okay. Which gives room for 3 to kind of be wherever they want. They actually have a lot of space if 2 does that. It's really up to us, right? And it's up to wherever the beams are as well. Just have to play it by ear. And after we dodge, there's still kind of beams going off at this point. Tanks are going to reposition to get ready for the next set of overlaps, which are going to be roots into feathers into seeds, which is kind of the easy overlap here. I say that easy, but again, it's still pretty difficult. This is going to be the flyer set 1 again. And positionings here. I forgot to mention that the meteor locations are different in this phase as well. I think it was northeast in P2, now it's northwest in P3. Anyway, we already know what this mechanic is. We're going to kill it, get the roots dead as quick as possible, and we're going to get our third seed set. And again, positioning is the same as it always has been. Then we're going to go into the next overlap. So as we're collecting seeds, dispels are going to be going out again. So again, ranged healers and DPS are going to pre-position. We know the drill. We take care of our dispels. And this particular set is going to go into a root set with no flyers. So this is super important that we kill this root set as quickly as possible. It is a slight DPS check because there are fire beams coming as we're rooted. We try to kill the roots, fire beams are going to go off, and we basically pull the boss towards the edge of the room here. And this is going to be the boss's location until the end of the fight. At this point, we're basically dodging as much as we can. Lots of damage going out on the raid. And then we're going to go into our last couple overlaps for the fight. So the 7th overlap here is going to be our 4th set of feathers. So it's the second time the second group is going to go up. And it's going to be roots into seeds. So we've seen this pattern before. Everyone's going to get tucked under the boss except for our 3 flyers. I'm going to go ahead and grab it. We're going to be rooted. They're going to come down and nuke it. And it goes right into a seed set. This seed set is basically I think the second to last seed set we're going to grab for the fight. Yeah, actually that's it. That's going to be the last seed set. And then we go into our last dispel set and a set of roots, but we're just going to completely ignore these 2 and kill the boss. So what happens is the 4 people are going to get targeted with the dispels. And they're just going to go out, and we're not going to do dispels. Boss should be at about 1 to 2% at this point. Or dead, hopefully. And everyone else stacks underneath the boss, so we just single target the boss until the boss dies. And that's P3. Lots of very random looking things happening, a lot of random overlaps, but we've all seen most of them before. It's just having to play perfectly. So thanks for watching.